Whereas
Alrighty. Last
I'm right
time.
here.
Yep, everyone's here. Last time, you guys had figured out a plan to get the two heads of the opposite organizations to finally talk and solve the issue that they'd been. Well, one of them has been blaming the other for years. Um, I mean, technically they've been blaming each other because one says it's both of them and one says it's one of them. So, in a technicality. But before that, they got a quest, a favor that they were asked of the Portal Master Miles, and they're right in the middle of solving an issue that's during his town. That's in his town that they discovered when they visited. So, you guys are here. The campfire is small now that you've relit it after defeating the guards and tying a few of them up. Um, they have both woken up after a few minutes and start to kind of struggle a little bit from their binds. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna ask Mint if I can borrow a dagger.
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go up to this guy on the right.
Yeah. Oh, he's not frightened. He passed out. He's not frightened anymore. Uh, but yeah.
Is he awake or is he still
Oh,
unconscious?
they're both awake.
Okay, cool. I'm just kind of gonna kick him in the ankle
Hey.
as I walk by
Hey.
and just go, now listen, I'm pressed for time. This is a time-sensitive situation. I'm gonna need some information. One, I want to know who you work for. Two, I want the right answer and not the town, because I know this corruption shit goes a lot deeper than y'all are trying to let on.
Oh yeah.
Two, I want to know why it is. I overheard y'all whispering, yeah, we can probably kill him and steal his shit.
I mean, we're part of the kingdom that
You're the guard.
We're part of the guard of this kingdom that occupies this territory. I mean, ain't
How
that
do you
some?
know I'm not part of the kingdom?
I haven't seen you around before. We didn't get any message or kind of communication.
Oh, I'm sorry. So every citizen's fucking information and face is just stored within your brain. I tell you what, since I'm so short for information, I'm gonna take the dagger and I'm gonna fucking chuck it next to his head.
He just kind of like roll intimidation. Actually, that feels like an intimidation. Yeah.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh,
3.
Yeah, you do it, and he just kind of looks at you like, yeah. He's like, I see what you're trying to do here. Like,
Well, it's not a trying. Mainly, I'm telling you. Either you're gonna tell me this information alive, and I'm gonna pull out my necrotic orb.
oh, I was gonna say your bag of bones.
My necrotic orb.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask him, do you know what this is?
Come back to work, love you.
That's a magic orb of some sort.
This is a phylactery.
Did you get the towel and everything? All right, appreciate it.
A phylacta what?
A phylactery. Basically, powerful necromancers called liches have these things called phylacteries. Basically, what I do, is we store the souls of the people that we have killed inside of these phylacteries. They do not gain rest after they die. They are forced entirely into an indentured servitude towards the lich until their soul is destroyed.
You look at him and he recognizes the word lich when you're speaking, but the rest of it kind of just hits him in the face as just information spew. He's like,
You can tell me what you want to know, or your soul never goes to heaven.
you're saying you're a lich? That's what I'm hearing.
Pretty damn close.
I see. So okay. Uh, Hey,
You're wasting my time. I'm gonna take the dagger and I'm gonna slit his throat.
uh, uh, he was gonna go talk to the other one, but yeah, you do that. Okay, you do that. He starts to bleed out, and you can see sheer fear in his eyes when the knife sticks into his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's just kind of bleeding out there.
Good. And I'm going to.
What do the rest of you think about this?
I'm just standing there, like jaw dropped.
Like, uh,
I'm gonna make a show of cleaning the blood off the dagger and walk over to
Like,
his other friend.
flick it off of the blade and
No,
stuff.
like wiping it off
Oh.
with like a piece of cloth.
Okay. The other guy who sees his companion like dead with a big gash in his neck is just like, "Holy shit! I think he was just about to tell you." He's just a little confused. He's not higher up like I am. I can tell you what's going on. What?
What's going on? Don't waste my time.
Like the neighboring kingdom to the Diamond Skins are occupying this territory so the Diamond Skin Kingdom can't move forward. That's what's going on. And we're just trying to hold on to it is all. Shit, man.
You're
You
trying
come
to
in.
hold on to it by robbing and killing random people that come up to your campfire?
I mean, like, the townsfolk aren't supposed to be coming up here. This mine's supposed to be abandoned, so, you kind of figure maybe other
So any
people.
prospector out here in the wild, you're just gonna fucking gut, rob, and kill?
We are given orders to expect anybody to be spies that we don't know is coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Now,
like, you gotta admit, that's kind of fair from the kingdom to tell us that.
mm-hmm. However, what I don't understand is all the corruption. You know, why haven't y'all been focusing on your main task of repairing the town? What's the point of guarding a shithole with a crater in it?
It's like right on the border, and we've got pretty even land, but when we have this, we're just kind of pushed inward towards them a bit more. It's that
Uh-huh.
little bit of the I guess you could call it a needle point or a sword point in a in an offensive.
I tell you what,
What?
you're right. That was really fucked up. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna cast Animate Dead as a free action on his dead friend.
Okay.
Go ahead and turn him into a skeleton. He'll last for 3 hours.
A skeleton bursts out of his body like a cocoon. Um, and I'll give it to you. To Matthew.
It's more of it's not so much that I wanted to rip the skeleton out of his body
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as it is with Animate Dead. You can bring that person back to life.
Oh,
as
okay.
A thing. They just have the stats of a skeleton.
Okay.
So for all intents and purposes, he looks the same. He just has a big gash in his neck.
I'll just keep it as skeleton as to know that you guys control it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
So instead, yeah, he just kind of stands up. Like the bones force the meat to stand up and not the other way around. um, and he
hold
just
on. I'm sorry. I have to pull up the skeleton page. I don't have it.
and he just looks at you and he's like, "Yeah, like we were given like shit. The kingdom, yeah, they did totally get this town completely underhanded, right? Like, right?
Yeah, they did.
Like I'm not gonna disagree with you, but
I tell you what. You got a boss, right?
yeah, I got
Who's
a
been
boss.
telling you to do all this corrupt shit
Yeah, I got a
and go
boss.
against what you should be doing?
He's in the mines. uh,
Cool. You're going to take me to him along with your friend here, and you're going to explain that you two were attacked. Your friend here got shot in the neck with an arrow, and I'm going to wrap a tourniquet around his neck.
oh well, okay.
And we're going to follow you there.
So heads up, just like a real quick heads up. Um, the boss. So how we get away with our people pretending to be bandits to keep this town pinned down a little bit is because our boss fixes them after we bring the bodies back. Like, we're supposed to take away the criminals, quote unquote. He just kind of looks at his friend. I'm not sure how that's gonna fly.
Okay, then. You're going to lead us there. And your friend here is going to stab your boss.
I get it. I get it. I totally get it. So I'm gonna put you all together so I can get a better. Do you keep them tied? I'm guessing.
No, I'm going to go ahead and cut the ropes.
Oh, he gets up and because he's so weak from the battle, he doesn't do anything to harm you guys. He is more worried about the situation at hand. And as
What was your friend's name?
you know, Charles. Fuck.
Charles, go step out that fire.
He does. He gets his big thick leather boot and stomps the fire out. Perfectly fine. All right, I've got that all fixed. I'll bring you over to it. And so you all together you enter the mine shaft.
Actually, wait, there were other dead people there too, right?
No, there was only the one other guy who you let crawl away or run away.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you get to the mine, and it has a magical stone door with the rectangular slots in a specific order, and a basket of stone letters sit next to the door. And the guard goes into the basket. He's like, just a second. I need to get the code put in, and he starts putting in the letters and writing out on the door occupation hazard before the door opens up. The face when you skip a whole ass puzzle.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah, fair enough. Jesus fuck, Jazz.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. This isn't the first time. This is actually the second time in a row you have.
I mean, if he didn't do it, I was going to have the skeleton do it because he still has all of his memories from when he was alive.
Nice. But yeah. I mean, you've solved the puzzle a different way than I have written down. So like, it's that when you get the right answer from the wrong equation. And you notice when you enter the mine, it has been converted into some sort of safe bunker kind of area. Down at the end of the hallway, you can see, once I reveal the area, that it splits off into a T intersection at the back. Oh shit, I didn't actually reveal. Why didn't it reveal the area? What the fuck? Reveal. There it is. It splits off into a T intersection in the back. And the guard looks at you. He's like, "All right, my boss is to the left-hand side. The right is just our quarters to do some training when we're not on watch. So, yeah."
Oh, take me to him.
Alrighty. He takes you up, you and your group, up to the top. And it's kind of a long, awkward walk there as he's just kind of like looking back at his animated buddy. He's like, hey, Charles. Hey, Charles, you could break this. You could break this. You can't break those cups. Sorry.
I actually want to go stand like right about here and just keep a watch out.
Okay. So, alrighty. So I'm gonna kind of like
If
give
anything
you.
happens, scare him.
gonna give you a little bit of some vision into this room that you can kind of see as you walk by.
Okay.
So if I can just the fucking turn order's in my way. I gotta move it.
And I want you to go ahead and cast Spectral Sight.
Okay, so you're gonna get that all prepped and ready. And I'm guessing you just kind of walk into the sorry, it was the right room. Excuse me, my brain just fucked that up.
The boss was in the left. The
No.
people were training in the right, right?
I got it backwards. Flip
Okay.
those.
Okay.
So you go into you go to the right. I just messed up my directions is all. And you can see that there are some tables that kind of look like medical tables and like a lab for like a wizard or a mage's lab, and you see a mage just kind of at his podium writing some stuff. And the guard goes in first. He's like, hey boss, we got a problem. And the mage is just like, what is it now? And he kind of motions for the rest of you to come
I'm gonna
in.
send Charles in now.
He just kind of puts a hand to that, and he's like, yeah, he got hurt in the neck, and we kind of need some issue here to solve. And he's trying to deceive this guy, and it doesn't sound great. And he rolled a 3. Matthew, stop moving that skeleton real fast. And
It's just edging closer.
the mage looks at him and is like, kind of like raises an eyebrow and is just like, oh, really, huh? You seem kind of shaken up. He barely beat it. He barely beat it.
Charles is gonna point at his neck.
Yeah. And the mage kind of looks. He barely beat that fucking check with a 4. I cannot believe it. And he kind of throws some arcane knowledge out just to kind of see, because he feels like something's all messed up here. And he's like, necromancy? Where the hell did you learn necromancy? I mean, I didn't.
It's not technically a lie.
And
Charles, turn around and shoot your friend.
oh, the skeleton turns around and just shoots the fucking guard in the head with a crossbow. And the archmage.
Alex is gonna step into the room.
Allow
me to introduce myself.
As you step in the room, the archmage firebolts the skeleton.
Okay.
If you don't mind me just obliterating the skeleton.
Roll to hit. The AC's a 13.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit. Yeah, it's a plus that. An 18 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
And it would, since it's a little higher than... Did I write this as the higher ray damage? I don't think I did, but it should be the higher cantrip damage. And it does 7 fire damage to it.
He blasts Charles and like all the skin melts off, but there's still just a skeleton standing there.
The archmage looks at you after firing the firebolt and like, what the hell? Who the hell are you?
Alex Dahl, here to set things right, as it were. Listen, and I'm gonna free action animate dead the other guy.
Okay, so I'll copy and paste this skeleton then.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and heal him up.
I got it.
And he looks, he's like, huh, interesting. Another master of the arcane, I see.
Working on it.
Hey!
Trying to be better than a master, to be quite honest with you.
He kind of changes his tone a little bit. He's like, I see that you're also working on necromancy. I do a little bit more healing with mine, but that's only because of the job description.
Now, you mind if I come in, sit down? I feel like we need to talk.
Can you have your skeletons at the back of the room for us to talk?
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm
Alrighty.
gonna move them here.
Hey Jazz, I
If you
want you
don't
to
mind.
roll me a perception check because you're keeping an eye on things actively, right?
Yes. Wow. We've been sitting here for an hour and I didn't open my character sheet. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
Just totally fucking
What?
forgot.
she forgot to do put her character sheet out. Jesus. John,
Okay.
are you actively keeping an eye out too?
Yes.
All right. So I want then you can both roll it. Perception.
Hold on. Okay, my perception's +6. Okay.
Okay. Um.
Ooh.
Oh. Interesting.
Borman is just really focused on those stones on the floor.
The Archmage is talking to you, and he's just like, so, are you alone? I mean, another Master of the Arcane could easily dispatch of those idiots at a range, but...
I've brought my friends, but they're staying out of this.
Oh, I mean, they're welcome to come in if they want.
I mean, they could, but also, you know, I know how these idiots would react if they saw somebody they don't know in their super secret base, and
I mean,
we don't need any interruptions.
yeah, I mean, I don't know you guys, but, I mean, you haven't attacked me, so I'm not going to fight
Exactly.
back. I just shot your skeleton because he killed one of my men, that's all.
Oh, that's fair, and I brought that man back, so it's really no big deal.
Kind of, yes. He's like,
No real harm done here. You can easily replace him.
you're not wrong.
Now, something that I did learn is that apparently there's like a boundary issue going on here, and y'all are holding basically a dead position and not doing anything to make that position better. Um, you know, the town has a big crater in it from a magical explosion. We all know that. Obviously, the funds are being diverted elsewhere. I'm not saying y'all need to cut all ties and jump on that right this minute and make that your number one priority. I would just appreciate it if y'all actually made it look like y'all were doing effort, because it's been like 10 years and there's barely any scaffolding there.
You're talking about the big hole in the ground.
Yeah, the big fucking hole in the ground.
Yeah.
The sheriff is kind of upsetty about that. I gave him some gold to start, you know, getting actual work done on that, but if y'all could like actually pitch in and help him.
I mean, rightfully so. The fucking king hasn't, like, every time there's a suggestion or, you know, an ask for fixing the hole, he just throws it in the garbage. Like,
Yeah, and you know, I am now personally invested in it. You know, I've invested my personal money into this. This is a project that I really want to see come to fruition, and you know, I really would have to hate. I would really hate to have to take it up with the king. If I have to take it up with the king, I'm really not going to be a happy camper. You know how it goes.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I see. I mean, you know, that's not our total distinction to make. Like, the king kills the king. I mean, I could give you the deed. We have it here with us. We haven't had time to send it back, but at the same time, like, I would get killed anyway, so I gotta make it look good. Uh.
I tell you what. What if I can offer you diplomatic immunity?
Diplomatic immunity. Interesting.
Yeah. You know, clearly you're working on something here with necromancy in the field of actually healing using necromancy, which is fucking stupendous for you. Like, that is a really rough task and field of necromancy to go down. Kudos to you.
Well, you know, I would love to take you up on that offer, but I don't think my associate would be super happy with that. And yes, Jazz, you have seen a figure peeking out around the corner. You got one higher than his stealth roll. And right as he says that, he dashes around the corner to attack you, you get a reaction to this. It's any kind of reaction you want to take for him.
So he just tried to get the upper hand on me, but I saw him, right?
You saw him, but he wasn't quite sure. You know, you got one over him. You saw him, but he wasn't quite sure if you saw him. But like, he was waiting, and you know, the Archmage was talking, and he thought that this was like the perfect moment to attack. You know.
I'm gonna hold my rapier up to his throat and be like, hey now, we're just here to talk. Don't try anything stupid.
So you want to do a persuasion check?
I'll try it.
You'll try it. Okay.
John Person.
Wait a fucking minute. What? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and use my charm person because I'm an idiot.
So that is a
Okay, now I can actually hear Jazz finally.
fair enough. So you're gonna charm person. And that is a wisdom check, right?
I'm double checking right now.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That's what I meant. I think it's a wisdom save, and you're technically not in combat, so I'm just gonna chuck that out. He fails it with a 5, and he stops in his tracks, and he's just like, "Why is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in the middle of this cave?" Like,
I'm in here hammering out logistics with an archmage, and Jazz is seducing his assassins. You know, it's whatever.
Jazz is legit seducing a rogue. Like,
I'm gonna be like, are you really going to question there? Or are you just gonna take advantage of it?
Eyebrow
waggle.
He's just like, I mean, like, he kind of looks and sees John, like, you're not with him, or are you? Like, what's the thing? Like, do I have a chance?
Don't worry, he's just my bodyguard.
So he leans up against the cave wall. So you come here often?
Only when there's dashing rogue captains around.
Oh man, I really like that. That sounds great. So okay, so that's going on, and what does Borman do?
Hear any of this with my passive perception of 13?
You kind of hear it like muffled. It's a little echoey, so like it sounds distant, but you can kind of catch what's actually being said.
Give me just a moment, please. Charles, can you go check on that?
Yeah, the skeleton goes and checks on it, and he looks and he turns around and he gives you the like, you know, like the
okay symbol.
The okay symbol, but he's also putting another finger through it.
Okay, I see. Well, that's what I get for hiring a succubus.
The archmage just kind of raises an eyebrow, like, "Oh, interesting."
I have a very interesting crew with a very interesting skill set.
So
apparently one of them is stopping potential assassins.
He looks. So if I defect to the Diamond Skin Kingdom, I can get diplomatic immunity and a place for my own business.
I mean, yeah, I can set you up right next to my shop. Really and truly, you know, it's not really that hard.
Oh, well.
I could give you the 250 gold you need to set up.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Right? And like, what are they gonna do? Come invade the Diamond Skin Kingdom to come find just you? Like, I'm sure you're very important and your research is important, but I don't think they're willing to risk war over one mage.
He shrugs, like, I see your total logic in this. Matthew, you've made a really like logical. I don't even have to. You've already come onto this with the idea of diplomacy, and he already is like agreeing to it because you haven't attacked him, so you don't have to roll. Like,
go.
And he's just like, yeah, I totally get. The name's Everett, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Everett.
He reaches out.
I'm hoping we can maybe make a not an alliance, a beautiful. I hope this is the start to a beautiful partnership, and I'm just gonna shake his hand one necromancer to another.
Yeah, he's like the classic like kind of bony necromancer, but he's still like fully human.
Yeah. We'll
He's
compare
like,
notes. We'll really compare notes on this because I've
oh,
got some
yes.
interesting spells I don't think you've ever heard of.
Oh, I bet it's wonderful. So Borman, you look into the room.
You ever heard of a spell called necrotic breath? I convinced those two dead idiots that I was a black dragon.
He laughs. He laughs at that. Simple martial classes don't understand anything about how magic works.
They really don't. It's so fucking funny.
But yes, John, you go and you look in the room. Borman, just his ears twitch to that, just like. John, you want to make me a perception check or investigation to check out the room, whichever's higher.
Perception.
Okay, go for it. Okay. You look around and you see like barrels and test dummy, like combat dummies and things like that, and some weapon cleaning kits and things like that. You even see the rogue captain's his station where he has all of his like poisons and things like that. And you see in the back corner a chest. And yeah, you can go check out that chest if you want. Matthew and the Archmage are still hammering the details out. The chest is locked, obviously.
Can I check to see if it's booby trapped?
Sure.
Oh yeah, that barbarian danger sense. So good.
It is. You're prepared just in case it is booby trapped, but you don't have the skills to disarm it. So, there's a few ways you can go about this to open it.
He could also just pick it up and carry it with him. He has the strength.
True.
Probably.
Okay, roll me a strength check if you're going to pick it up. Whoa. That was weird. Oh!
So Borman's just carrying it one hand over the shoulder.
Over a shoulder.
Yeah. So Borman's picked up the chest, and you hear like the clattering of coins in it as well. Like John just picked like a pretty much half to 3/4 filled chest of gold with one hand.
Oh, hey, Everett, if
Yes.
you don't mind, we can make this place look like I killed you.
Oh, that seems like. I'm guessing we can move my robes to the dead men over there.
Actually, I was just gonna suggest that we put Tweedledumfuck over here, where you're standing in your chair.
Yes.
And then you and I together can just blast it with a fireball. It'll be basically ashes, and we can put like a necklace or a ring somewhere on a finger.
Sounds like a good idea. And he takes a ring off of his pinky finger and sets it on his table. We'll just put it right there.
All right, cool. And I'm gonna have the skeleton come over and put the ring on and stand next to him.
He
Effort,
gets.
If you don't mind coming around the table.
Yeah, he gets off around from the table and he's like, "All right, here. You know what? I want to do it.
Ready?
I want to do it."
Sure, go ahead.
Let's see what we have here. He raises up a hand and casts the lightning bolt and just eviscerates the body and table. God, I hate that fucking guard.
Yeah, he was kind of a douche. I never got his name.
So yeah, and then he goes with you.
We should also probably make it look like somebody was looking through your notes. And do you mind if I just scramble shit around?
Just dump everything off the table. I don't care. I don't give a fuck anymore.
I'm just gonna like slap a few things randomly and like turn some pages in a book, rip out a few pages that have nothing to do with anything, burn them, and then like flip over one of the patient tables that he's got here and just leave.
Today is the day that my party completely avoided a combat encounter by using logic and reason. Oh!
Charles, your service is greatly appreciated. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and dispel the magic, so he just crumbles into a pile of bones.
Stupid idiots. Stupid idiot bone
Yeah,
bags.
really.
Um,
Hey, do you want that rogue to come with you? He could be like a store clerk. You can basically still order him around to do grunt duty, or we can convince him to stay, take your position, and just kind of make sure everything's on the up and up.
he looks at how how Minth and the rogue captain are talking. He's like, it's kind of up to her what she wants to do with him. Looking at the situation here.
Yeah. Hey, Mint.
What's up?
You should probably tell this guy to actually start, working on fixing the city. Tell him to tell his guard to do so.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and tell the rogue captain to do that.
He's like, oh man, anything for you.
You've just to
learned
make
that his
sure
name
he
is
does it,
Damien.
I'm gonna touch his shoulder and I'm gonna go, hey Damien,
Oh,
I really do suggest that you do this for.
You're gonna use suggestion on him?
Suggestion.
Do I have to roll anything?
If he's passive to us and he is completely under the effect of a charm spell, he automatically fails it.
Really? That's incredible!
So after the charm is over, he's still going to carry this out like as if he's heavily suggesting it.
So yeah, you do that. John, you come back with the chest. I'm guessing. And,
what you got there, Borman?
Oh,
or what?
you just see Borman carrying the chest.
Yeah, he's just got a big chest, and you can hear the clattering of coins in it.
Nice haul.
The Archmage looks. It's like, damn, he's strong. Oh.
Yeah, he's really fucking strong. I have big plans for him if and when he dies.
That chest has.
Borman gives you a look.
I'm gonna give him a proper funeral because otherwise he'd crush my head between his hands like a grape.
That chest has a bunch of taxes from the towns in here and the declaration of sovereignty from this town. Just so you know.
Oh, good. Is it trapped?
Yes.
Possibly. Damien, take the traps off.
Do y'all got keys or shit? Like, we should probably get this open so I can hand the deed over to the sheriff.
The rogue cracks his knuckles. Lady, ma'am, my lovely woman, do you want me to disarm these traps for you?
Yes, please.
All right. He steps over and he does it without a problem.
Well, could I go into work faster? He's like, do it quickly and you get a reward.
It looks, yeah, he does it like basically like twists two things with his lockpick and gets it unlocked and trap free. I mean, I set those traps. Of course, I know how to take them off.
Damn, he's efficient.
Yes.
I feel more confident leaving him in charge of all this cleanup shit.
One of the best assassins in the kingdom.
I'll also be sure to
Let's just take him with us. Like, fuck it.
Let's just take him with us. Like, fuck it.
But if we leave him here, he might be able to make sure that things that we want to get done in this town are done efficiently.
I mean, if we get the deed to the sheriff, anything we want to have done is done.
Alright, fuck it, let's take him with us.
All right, come on, Damien.
he follows like a lovebird. Just like absolutely fucking puppy love following Jazz back.
How to turn an hour-and-a-half encounter into a 30-minute encounter.
You know, like, I have spells and abilities. I had spells and abilities and stats and saves, and you guys just won by using logic. Like,
As soon as
like
he started
shit,
reading about logic, Borman was
I
just
offered
like,
the man diplomatic immunity. Jazz seduced an assassin. John just picked up a fucking chest and carried it over his shoulder.
Like, the Archmage was resistant to magic. Like, come on, Matthew. It was gonna be fun. Like, he had some really good spells, too. Like, Firebolt and fucking Mage Armor and Magic Missile. Lightning Bolt. Fire Shield. Stone Skin. He could have fucking banished Jazz back to her home realm. Like,
Holy fuck.
Fucked.
like, this guy, he had Cone of Cold and even Wall of Force, like, Globe of Invulnerability. He had a lot of shit.
Oh, you used that stat block?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He even had, like, Mind Blank and Time Stop. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, it was gonna be cool. And the Rogue had, like, had sneak attack of, like, 4d6s. Like, come on!
No effort. I really think this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship.
Oh, definitely. No,
God, he's got the fucking Darth Sidious voice.
I was about to say, okay
Friends
then,
with
Chancellor
Darth
Palpatine.
Sidious.
Damien's gonna be Mint's new main squeeze. Oh man. Yeah, no, he's totally into you. Like, let's see. Double rogue! Yeah, you take everything back to the town.
Cool. We're just handing over the deed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the fucking quad because that's the best place to go for stuff like this. I'm not gonna worry about bringing the Archmage and stuff. We know that they're with you. And I'm lazy.
Oh, I'm gonna cast a message to Miles
Yeah.
and let him know that his town is in much better hands. And inform him that we actually worked out a deal. We're going to be bringing home 2 friends, hoping to get some diplomatic immunity in exchange for their help and services.
No, he's just like, oh, okay.
Oh,
No.
One of them wants to help us stimulate our economy by building a store right next to mine. So,
All right. You get back to town and you run into Sheriff McCannon.
Yeah, how much gold was in that chest, by the way?
You open
we'll find
open
out
it?
when we open it.
Yeah, I guess you'll find out when you open it. You get back to I'm guessing you go to the sheriff's office right away.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there.
God, he looks so cool.
And he's sitting there doing some paperwork and stuff. Why is everybody? No, he's not doing paperwork. His fucking deputy's doing paperwork. Fuck that. He's checking his horses. So you run into him and he looks and immediately like pulls out his pistol at the Archmage and the Rogue. He's like, "Who the fuck are they?"
They're cool. They're cool.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I've already got things all completely worked out. They're not even going to be a thorn in your side. In fact, here's the deed. I toss him the deed to the town.
He twirls his gun and puts it back in its holster. He's just like, "You're kidding. You actually found the deed? It was here?"
Yeah, the whole time. Turns out, we
Fuck.
just talked it out with these 2 guys, and they're like totally fucking reasonable. So we're going to be saying deuces. The town's in your hands. You got all the gold you need to really restart the town and fix that hole.
He nods and he's just like, I can't, I can't say enough to thank you guys.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Thank the neutralizers.
Damn, like, I'll have to. And like, once Miles gets here, we're gonna throw him the biggest goddamn party.
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind, like, tell the people Miles helped out with this. Like, tell them Miles is the one who found the deed. I don't care. He just wants to come home and visit his sister.
I totally understand. There's still a couple of stupid-ass fucking guards at the front gate. You probably saw them when you came in. Mind helping me arrest them before you leave?
Oh, gladly.
All right. He looks at the other 2 guys like, "Do you 2 mind that I do that at all?" And both of them look, and then they're just like, "We're not part of that kingdom anymore." And he's like, "All right." And he walks with you guys to the front gate.
But just carrying the damn chest.
He's just like, "I just need you guys as a bit of muscle is all. You know how it is."
Hey, Everett,
Yes.
you wanna see something really fucking cool?
Sure. Sounds
All right,
great.
come with me.
He
Hey,
falls.
Sheriff, do you need all these guys alive?
He looks. I mean, we're arresting them.
Fair. All right. Well, I suppose.
And he gets to the two guards at the front, and he's just casting. He has that, old west swaggery intimidation going on while he's walking up to the two guards at the front, like,
Yeah,
and he's
got a
just
total Clint Eastwood vibe going.
yeah, and he just kind of looks at the two guards, and he's just with a smirk, he holds the Declaration of Sovereignty, and he's just like, by the sheriff and new mayor of Needlepoint, I have proof of your false claims to the acquisition of us through civil conduct. You're under arrest in the sovereign city-state of Needlepoint. And he gives you that nod, cuff him.
Cuffing them.
And hands you guys some handcuffs. And the two guards are just awestruck, and they look dumbfounded at the Archmage and Rogue Captain's like, aren't you gonna do anything to stop them? Just like, you're not.
Archmage is just
Damien, I
like
can't do
looking
anything
to the
with that.
side. I just imagine the Archmage and the Rogue are just looking to the side, just like.
Yeah, we didn't see anything.
What kind of armor are they wearing?
They're wearing just normal guard armor. It's it's plate armor.
Is it like held together by like leather strips and shit?
Yeah, it's held together like you'd expect it to be held together.
I hope you don't mind. We're gonna be disarming you, and I'm gonna touch the two leather strips that are holding up the chest pieces of the guards,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna cast cell decomposition on the leather, so the leather just deteriorates and their
You-
armor falls off.
The human is in his whitey tighties, and the lizard folk is just like, I cannot believe that you didn't wear your undersuit. It gets cramped in there. No, the rogue just kind of looks, and he's just like, I mean, I'm a thief, like I'm an assassin. My alliances are to whoever carries my best interest, and that's you right now, my lady.
She's like Subarashi.
Subarashi.
Jazz is gonna have just a man fucking chained to her bed. She's just gonna drink from every day now. She
Oh.
has food.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power. And the sheriff, gets the two of them with his hands to take them to the jail, the county jail. And he comes back. Or let's see here. Okay, never mind. He just he nods to you guys. Now take care, all of you. Can't thank you enough. And don't worry, I'll make sure that everybody in town knows that Miles is a good kid, and we'll have proof this time.
Appreciate it. Happy trail, Sheriff. And I'm just kind of gonna start walking off towards the portal.
And yeah, and you guys
Walk off into the sunset.
Yeah, exactly. Right off into the sunset.
With the addition of Boy Toy and Palpatine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you guys get back.
Oh God, we kidnapped Palpatine and Boba Fett.
And you guys get back, and Miles is just sitting there, holding out, or he's sitting there, he's just reading something, he's just reading a book, and looks up at you guys and sees the Archmage and the Rogue Captain. He's like, interesting friends he got there. You guys always come back with interesting friends. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Speaking of the sheriff now owns the sovereign town that is your town. And everybody there thinks that you're the ones who brought back the deed. So yeah, feel free to go visit your sister sometime.
He's like sitting there, and the book just slides out of his hand and hits the ground. Like,
He's like,
you're kidding.
Funny what a little disguised self and talking to the sheriff and handing over 1,500 gold can do for you.
His arms, he just slumps back into his chair.
Take a vacation, man. You earned it.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm gonna toss him a. Basically, while we were at the campfire,
Yeah.
waiting for the guards to wake back up, I had stolen some of their food that they were cooking, and I wrapped it up, and I'm just gonna toss him the food.
He
Here's
takes,
lunch on me.
he grabs it, like barely catches it out of his surprise.
It like smacks him in the face and lands in his lap.
I would say kind of, yeah, but also like it's a piece of cornbread and a tin of beans and some jerky. So like you hear that resounding tin doink.
Ooh,
He-
Miles, heads up, man. My bad. I should have
He rubs his forehead like ow.
warned
it's
you.
just kind of like that collective ooh.
He
Ooh, like watching somebody get hit in the nuts.
yeah. He
Ooh.
he rubs his head and he looks at you guys. So what's going on? Also, like you guys have done so much for me, but you've been real sneaky about some things I've noticed.
Swing by the shop. We'll talk there.
Okay. Yeah, and
We don't need all ears hearing this today.
yeah, you still have like a day or two before you really need to. You're doing your mission. So I was waiting until you got this one done, but like, because like technically you should be level 8 already. But you didn't do any of the puzzle stuff from the last one, so I didn't level you up just then. I was waiting until after this. And then you still didn't do any of the puzzle stuff, but I'm still gonna give you
we
level.
took diplomacy, and that
Yes.
costs XP.
No, you're right. Like, I was just gonna wait because I didn't feel like you'd earned it yet, and you did now. But,
Wild.
so make sure you're level 8 before next time. I just wanted to tell you what my plan, how my plan got totally like, what? But yes.
8th level, I have 2 4th level spell slots. Nope.
But, so, I don't even need my notes for the rest of the session. Fuck yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you guys go back. Matthew, you help this archmage get a new shop set up. Or at least get him help him get to a location. John, do you like go and count the gold? John?
John,
I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you. So yeah, John,
I can't hear him still.
I heard him say yes.
Really?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I hear you.
So, you go to count the gold and you find out it's 1,000 gold
I do
pieces.
now.
A nice chunk of 1,000 gold pieces in that chest.
What you do with that is up to you.
Yeah. And Minth, what do you do with your new boy toy? What do you do? What do you do with them?
Fuck yes. More 6 health, so I'm at 57 health.
Nice. Like eventually the hour runs out and the charm wears off and he knows he's been charmed, but at the same time, like, you're still showing him affection, so he can't complain. And does understand that the situation you have given him is better than death.
You know, I have enough gold. I could put him up in a room
You could put him up in a room.
and let
put him up
him
in your
go
room.
back and forth between Venus and Alexander as a store hand for now.
He's just like, I mean,
Efra is going to need help setting up a shop, but also he's interested in you, Jazz, and you're a succubus, and I don't think you fucked anybody yet.
I mean, I fucked Keith, but we don't talk about it.
Like you can hold him up, you put him up in a room and whatnot, and probably like
Are
give.
you one to pass up a meal?
I'm just saying. I think she probably gives him the hey anytime, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
not like a hey go away permanently. It's like hey, I'll be around.
Hey, you need a place to stay for now, and I'll be around. And I think Effort's gonna give him the opportunity of like, hey, I need you to kill like some bad bandit people or whatever, and give me their parts. So he's still an assassin. It's just he's working differently. It's a weird situation.
Plus, I mean, if we ever feel like we need him on mission, we can grab him too.
Yeah, I still have a stat block.
Fair enough.
Also,
when do we go to proficiency level 4? Is that at level
9?
Level 9?
That's 9.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yep.
Huh.
But yeah, so a little bit of time passes so that you get all of this set up for these two guys and things like that. And the next day, Matthew, you're manning your shop, and Miles comes in.
Howdy, Miles.
He comes in. He's like, "Do you have a spare chair?"
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm gonna summon Dimp.
Dimp's like, "Oh, so you want me again?"
Man the store. Me and Miles got to talk. If anybody asks, I'm not here. Miles, back room.
He puts he's like, "Good," and then you say back room. He's like, "Fuck." And he comes with you, and he takes whatever chair you give him, and he sits down, and he's like, "So."
Oh no, he's coming into that back room with me, and I'm casting Tiny Hut.
Oh, okay. So Tiny Hut.
I'm not being spied on.
Fair enough. You
Not anymore.
You Tiny Hut it. He goes into the Tiny Hut with you.
All right.
He didn't, and he has. There's no like magic diffusal or anything. He didn't bring anything with him than just his clothes and his eagerness to ask you this question.
Go.
And he's like, "So what's going on?"
All right. Let me break it down for you. And I'm gonna tell him everything that Alex knows about the situation between the Emerald Coats and the Neutralizers. He's breaking it all down on a complete fundamental level, describing how Christopher and Abigail are way older than they have been letting on, probably older than the universe itself.
Oh.
And how Christopher is basically the god of creation, and how Abigail is the god of destruction, of magic.
He's just like, you blow his goddamn mind. Like, it's not.
And for once, Alex is dumbing it down into layman's terms.
And like, he's not. It's not like you're blowing his mind. It's like they can't comprehend it. It's you're blowing his mind that it's just unbelievable. What you're telling him is unbelievable, but he believes every word of it.
As you see smoke coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like.
And then I explained to him what my plan is and what I'm going to be doing with Abigail here soon. I tell him that I would appreciate it if he kept all of this to himself, as I'm entrusting him with full confidentiality. I'm not going to threaten him this time. I'm just asking him to trust me.
He nods. I do trust
and I
you.
apologize for the hysteria and the outbursts of anger and threatening and the rudeness that I may have shown in the past.
And you're sincere about it. Like, I know you are. With this character anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I do trust you guys. You guys have been, yes, you've been kind of a dick, but at the beginning, but you genuinely have treated me with kindness, and many of you have gone out of your way to stop by. Like, the others, I hang out with the others too, but most of the time we're all at the same tavern. We know each other because, like, we go out to the same places. A lot of people are loners, and I get that, but I appreciate you guys going out of your way to say hi. If
Well,
if
I mean, you're always welcome.
if things go down, I'm on your side, and I
I
will be.
appreciate that, Miles. Now, I want your honest opinion because I understand that we're kind of stronger than a lot of people here at the moment.
Yeah,
Do you think we've got a chance
at fighting her
at the gramophone?
at the gramophone. Yes, I early on when I started this, we had lost a pretty good group of people. Um, I think if you keep your head on straight, you probably will be able to figure it out. It's we don't just lose people to it. They practically ceased to exist. No location spell, no deity, nobody can find them once they're gone. We've tried.
See,
And he kind of rubs his head. I don't think people are spying on you, but I could be wrong.
one can never be too safe, Miles.
And you're
I,
not.
I want to trust Abigail. I do. She seems to have the good intention in heart, but she's very cloak and dagger about all this. I've found that the best way to combat cloak and dagger is to just cut them off from whatever they want to do.
And you've told him the plan of how you're going to get them to talk, right?
Yeah,
He nods. I'll have the key to your home set and ready for whenever you come down with Abigail or whoever it is.
if you wouldn't mind actually doing me a favor,
What's up?
um, I'm gonna take out the actual physical key to my home in the town that I'm not supposed to be in anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how portals work, but that archmage that I brought back with me,
Yeah.
he knows his shit. He's probably a hell of a lot stronger a mage than I am. You're a portal master. You know portals better than anyone else here. Do you think there's some way that we could maybe warp this reality key and the portal literally ejecting you inside of my home?
He takes the key from you. Do you have anything I can use to enchant this key in your shop here?
Feel free. My workshop's open to you.
He takes the key and walks out of the tiny hut. And after probably about half an hour, he is ready to and do you go back to manning your shop after he leaves the hut?
Yeah.
Okay. He in the back room, he finally comes out and he closes the door to your back room and he taps your shoulder.
Hmm?
He goes and puts the key into the door of this room, turns it, and when he opens the back room, it's your home.
Amazing.
And then closes it, undoes the key. I got it. And spins it around on his finger before leaving.
Remind me to pay for every lunch Miles ever eats again. I'm gonna write that on a sticky note
So
and just slap it onto my office door.
during the same day, what is Borman and Minth doing? So this is pretty much like the day right before you have to go and get your plan started.
There's one other thing I wanted to do.
Oh, well, I'll let them think about it, Matthew. What is up?
I wanted to go ahead and go to Venus's.
Okay, you go to Venus's.
I want to buy that wand.
Fuck. Okay, so for the 3600, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead. You buy the wand.
That's.
Damn it! I thought I had to put my notes away.
100 minus 3500. equals 2,000. So that leaves me with 2,000 gold. And now I just need to actually pull it up and write it down.
Yep. It is a +2 wand. So.
Yeah. I just gotta look at it and write down everything it says.
That's fair.
And that's on me.
Oh, John got his health up.
How much for that Quiet Hope rapier, Jacob?
Oh, fuck. I was wrong. I did have to keep my notes out.
Attack rolls and spell save DC. So my attack is now a
the
plus
Quiet
10.
Hope rapier wasn't very rare. How much gold do you have again?
Why is my character sheet closed? Hold on. I don't remember closing that.
Save is let's see. It was 16, 17, 18.
What's up, Jeff?
I have 9,750 gold.
Ah, yes, and I think I remember it being like 7,300.
7,300?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and sew back the Dagger of Shadows because I haven't really used that a lot.
Fair. Where is that at? Daggers. Do you remember how much you bought it for?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, you get like 50 gold back for it. It's a common item.
That's fine.
No one's gonna buy that, so I'm just gonna keep the X on it. All right. Anything else you're gonna do today, Jazz, other than buy a good weapon?
Guess. You know, I'll go to the bar with Damien. Why not?
There you go. And which bar? There's like we've established 2 very specific ones. Do you just go to a different one?
Screw it. I'll go to the Rowdy Pony.
You go to the Rowdy Pony, and this time all of the guys are like, ah! like all of them
She's
are
not
like,
even in disguise.
like she goes to the Rowdy Pony, and all of them are like, man, at least with Thatcher we had a chance. At least like seeing Thatcher with her, we had a chance. God, you get so much stink eye.
I'm just gonna be
Damien
like,
showed up at this bar, and every old man here is mean mugging the shit out of him.
Damien's just like, you come here often? Question mark.
only just because one of my friends prefers it.
Okay, no problem. The like everybody, like all the patrons are mean mugging you guys, but like the barkeep is mean mugging all of the other patrons. Like they're allowed to be here.
You know what? I'll also buy a whole round for the whole house.
Yeah, you get them to stop looking at you for that.
Fucking just around. Pay everybody here's tab. You can afford it.
Yeah, you just get everyone to stop looking
Buy
at you.
bar.
So yeah. So you pretty much spend the day with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. He's like, sure, he's an assassin and things like that, but you know, he's that assassin with a heart of gold who never does anything to hurt kids. You know, it's the pretty generic, like, he's kind of edgy, but he's also really nice underneath.
You know, if it's perfect.
Yeah. John, what are you doing for the day? What's Borman up to?
Borman's also in the bar, staring at Mint like, why?
He's currently, helping out the orphanage again.
Did he donate? Did he donate money? you're at the orphanage and you see Gimbo and Otto. They're actually not putting on one of their plays right now. They're working on some costumes and stuff. And they give you a wave. Gimbo with his dorky, like over energetic wave, and Otto just kind of like Otto doesn't look like he wants to die anymore. He's kind of
But
gotten into the
Otto's still like, help me.
he's gotten into the groove of it, but he's still kind of like he's like I've got him to like the look on his face is I've got him to take one of the plays out of the schedule. And like a lot of the kids, run up to you and things like that and say hi and stuff like that. And the orphanage, the head of the orphanage, gives you a nice polite smile as you walk in. And some of the kids ask you like, "Where'd you go? What?"
Oh, just help a friend.
That's so nice. Like they're all like excited. It's like, did you fight anybody?
No, just had to help a friend get something back of theirs.
Oh, it sounds like he had to fight somebody. I bet they couldn't beat you.
Of course, he does the shoulder, like the muscle bomb.
Oh yeah, he shows his guns off. Yeah, you're the biggest and strongest guy out there. Nobody could beat you. And all the kids are just like, yeah.
And they're like just hanging on his arm.
Yeah, exactly.
No one fights like Gaston.
Oh God, don't.
And of course the head of the orphanage just kind of giggles at this and walks off. Like all these kids, you're this father figure to all of these kids. And
Borman gonna buy the orphanage with 1,000 gold pieces.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did by the end of it.
Borman with a concerned look.
Well, that was for the
mint thing.
when you were talking about like with the rogue, like
Yeah.
might not kill children.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you spend most of the day,
helping
around and playing with the kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I keep seeing one in particular that he's going to be gone for a bit longer than usual.
They're so sad. All the kids are sad that you're gonna be gone for a few days, like longer than normal. But that one in particular is like, oh, like even sadder.
But well, shares a moment and whispers to something.
Oh, what does he whisper? Say it, big man.
Your father.
Come on. What does he say?
Just say it.
I'm not letting you
Don't
get away
type
with it.
Just say it.
Come on.
Say it, John. I'm not letting you get away with this one.
Hey, bitch. You showed up an hour late. You gotta say it.
Don't worry.
Aw, that's cute.
We'll have a home soon.
Oh, that's
We'll
so.
be together. Son.
Oh my God, he has a kid.
He's gonna get a kid. Yeah. Yep. That's great. There's like light in this child's eyes and hope and things like that. You see beautiful child hope. And he gives you a nod and gives you a hug.
And hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say hugs him too.
Yeah. Before you head off. In the evening.
After my wand, I'm basically just helping Everett set up a shop and making sure he's getting his diplomatic immunity.
That's fair. You meet up with a lot of the you meet up with some of the officials from the kingdom, and they're just like, information on our enemies? Fuck yes. Like,
Also, he has his own necromancy research that actually deals with healing the living.
yeah.
Just thought I'd point that out there. You know, not only is he supplying that, he's also supplying top of the line research never before performed, and I'm gonna be helping him.
A lot of the king's or like the kingdom's officials are like, yeah, of course, that sounds great. Just so you know, you're gonna have probation period. We'll be sending people to watch over you and things like that. They won't be like hidden, or we're not gonna be sneaky about it. Just so you know.
Everett, I think those are fair conditions, don't you? I mean, they get to
Everett
watch you work, and you get an audience.
Everett nods. He's like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, as long as they're not, as long as they're not considering what I do illegal. That's all I care about.
I mean, I can think of a particular paladin's house that we could really, start from.
He like puts his fingers together. Good. I love corrupting the devout.
Awesome.
That-
I love this guy.
you get some really concerned looks from the officials, but they're like, just don't. We'll keep them away from you. We'll keep paladins and clerics away from you. How's that sound?
Can I have a paladin demoted?
That's not part of the deal.
I know. This is just for me.
No.
He did wrongfully accuse me of evil magics
Well,
and plots to destroy the town.
we'll look into it.
And now I'm the hero of said town.
They nod.
Again.
They nod and think it's like, yeah, yeah, your doll's grandson.
Yeah.
We'll look into it. We'll take a bigger look into it than we did last time, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Obviously, you've done better since getting your citizenship back again. So I'm not. We'll That's fine.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go help Everett set up shop, and then I'm gonna go fight the end times of humanity.
They all just like what?
Have a good one.
Oh, huh? What does that mean? Then you help set up shop, and there's a guard that's just kind of nearby, and he's just like, need anything?
What do you say? Need anything?
Yeah, need anything?
Y'all got a cemetery we can raid? We need dead people for his research.
What?
We got dead. Ah, you can take the bodies from the gladiator arena that didn't make it.
I'm still
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Just give me
that's
one
actually
quick, guys.
really convenient.
Yeah.
It's actually a really convenient system.
All right.
They are all criminals.
Yeah, and if they didn't make it, they're not citizens. So.
Yeah, really. Shit, Effort, we got an entire town system set up.
Yes, good. Like, it sounds, that it has malice, but it doesn't. Like, he just sounds like that.
He's harmless.
He fully got typecast in his home kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dead ass.
100%. They were just like, man, he's so evil. You know who he is?
Who?
He's fucking O'Malley from Red vs. Blue.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, and you do that. And that was weird. The next day, it's the day. It's that day.
It's
It's time.
I'm gonna meet up with Mint and with Borman
Yep.
outside of our rooms that were all right next to each other because convenience.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell everybody that Miles is ready for us. We should probably Mint. I'll radio you, let you know when to bring in You know who? I'm gonna go talk to Abigail. Boardman,
Alright.
do you mind just going ahead? Have Miles go ahead and send you there. I want you. I want you there ahead of time to scope out the situation.
Mm-hmm.
What was the place?
It was his home.
Make sure everything is
It was his your.
up and up.
It was your family home, right?
No, my personal home
Your
in the
personal
town
home.
that
Yes.
I'm not allowed to go back to.
Yes, it's Alex's home.
Alex's house.
Yeah. Do
'Cause
you
Alex started this campaign already owning a cottage.
do you heed his request?
Yes.
Okay. Borman goes first, and you're in.
And he stops before the portal and looks back to Al. Does a look back to Alex, saying, "Don't lose yourself."
I won't.
Mm-hmm. And Borman goes through, and you're in Alex's home, and it has a thin layer of dust since he's been gone. But other than that, it's just the way he left it.
He sneezes.
Jazz, if you go at the same time, you're meeting the other party outside of the town, so it wouldn't be a bad idea for you to leave as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and go.
All right.
What I was actually going to do was the plan was that she would go with Borman to the house.
Yes.
I would radio Christopher to send Danny to pick up Jazz,
Yeah.
and then Mint would go to their portal room, give them a copy of my key,
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
and they would
Right.
do the same.
Yeah.
So it'll take them 30 minutes for their portal master to make something just like
They and you do that, Jazz. You meet up with Danny at a neutral location of a bar in town, and she takes you to their portal, and you see the Emerald Coat's base. You're the only one to see it so far, and it is how yours is like a college. Theirs is a
Mhm.
mansion,
Oh.
and many of the things are built in beautiful greens and golds for detailing.
Hmm.
And you see, Danny's there. You see Isaac the Artificer walk by, and you see many other people. It's a similar kind of thing. All of these people are here for different reasons, but just in a different uniform. And Christopher walks down the staircase to greet you. I'm ready. And you get set up to get the key. Matthew, you go and meet up with Abigail
in her office.
in her office. Yep. And
And
she
I'm going to ask her to summon Tessa.
nods and does that over the intercom. Tessa, can you come to my office? And she does. So both of them are there. And she's just
I'm
like,
going to inform them that I would like to have a meeting with the two of you in a more localized setting that I get to choose.
is there?
And I tell her that it's regarding the gramophone.
I see.
I wish to have this conversation somewhere where I feel safest. So we'll be returning to my home in my city that I hail from.
Yes.
We're going to be entering my home and we're going to be having a conversation in a tiny hut.
So you want to talk somewhere that no prying ears can hear that you're going after the gramophone, so no one will worry. Is that what I'm getting
Precisely.
at? Is that a lie, Matthew?
No? I don't
No?
want anybody in the NHQ knowing that we're going to discuss the gramophone.
Okay.
The only person here, other than Tessa, Abigail, and I, who are allowed to know about it, is Miles.
Okay. It's just I have some very specific things that like you haven't lied, and that's really good. You should be good that you haven't. You should be glad you haven't lied.
I'm very picky in whether or not I will directly lie to Abigail.
Yep, that's good.
I will hide the truth, but I will not lie.
That is good. She stands up and grabs a clipboard out of a drawer that has many files attached to it and adds a new one to it. All right, let's
Now,
go talk
Miles
logistics.
knows exactly where we're going.
All
I've
right.
given Miles the key, and he's going to be teleporting us into my home.
Yes.
Upon entry, I will be activating the tiny hut and asking the two of you to step inside. If you have any magical items or artifacts now that you wish to keep working, I would hope that you would inform me now.
Tessa just kind of looks. My bow has some magic on it, but it's not anything too crazy. I'm
Abigail?
not worried. Abigail thinks, rifles through her pockets a little bit. Yes, and she pulls out the key to her lockbox with all the potions in it and puts it in her drawer.
We'll have Miles hold on to that.
Okay.
He has so many other keys, it'll blend right in.
Hide something right. Where do you hide a tree, right?
Exactly. In a forest.
And she follows you down to the portal room. And Miles catches a glimpse of the note of the folder or the clipboard she has, and just kind of makes a little sigh, just like, oh, great, because that folder he's seen or he knows that so many people on that folder haven't returned. Why do I keep saying folder? Clipboard.
Hold on.
I'm gonna tell Miles, if you wouldn't mind my home.
He pulls out the
Borman
key.
is there waiting for us.
He pulls out the key to your house, and she gives him the key to her lock chest. And he opens the portal for it, and your door appears. It's not that milky fog that's normal. It's your fucking door.
Thank you, Miles. And I step through the portal to show no funny business.
And yeah, and Borman, where are you sitting? Are you just sitting at his dining table?
Well, he's probably gonna find a non-dusty home because Borman.
Yeah, dusted it.
Yeah,
All right.
because he doesn't like sneezing that much.
Yeah. And Tessa and Abigail walk through as well. And you activate Tiny Hut, I'm sure.
Now, Abigail, there's an associate that I have that I also want to join us. I asked you to bring Tessa with you so that you felt a little bit more comfortable in coming here.
She raises her eyebrow. She looks around. What, you mean
And
Mint?
I'm gonna cast message. Mint, go ahead and get the portal set up. And I'm going to go ahead and cast Tiny Hut.
Okay.
I'm going to tell
Abigail,
Christopher
I only ask you
time.
do not step outside of the hut.
Yeah.
And I'm going to allow Christopher, Danny, and
Abigail, Borman, Tessa.
Abigail, Borman, and Tessa into the hut, but I'm not going to allow any magic to happen inside of the hut.
Fair enough.
No magic whatsoever. This is a complete dead magic zone.
You walk into the hut with them. Abigail hesitates a little bit before walking in. And then sighs.
Have some faith.
I might as well. And she walks through, and her human visage fades away. Tessa's shocked. Absolutely. And she walks through and sits down, and her body is just that silhouette of a galaxy. Stars and nebulas and all of that kind of stuff swirling around, as if you're looking through a window into the universe.
God, that's trippy. If you'll give us, a minute or two, it'll take them a while to get here.
Do you have any tea in here?
Coffee only. Sorry. It's been several years since I've actually been in here.
I see. No worries then. And you wait for a little bit, and Abigail's just kind of filling out the sheet of paper on her clipboard. Yeah, there are many files and names on the rest of those pages.
Now, Tessa, do you mind doing me a favor?
She's like picking stuff out of her fingernails. Yeah, what?
Can you help Abigail here keep a very open mind about our allegiance?
She looks at you.
This negotiation is going to go nowhere if Abigail gets outraged and leaves.
I mean,
As she cannot physically use magic, she looks like that, but she's as strong as she ever normally is.
I see. So you want me to get in the way?
Assist in keeping her in here.
Mm-hmm. Now, that sounds kind of fishy to me. I'm a cat.
Cats like fish.
But
I get it. I ask that you trust me. I wouldn't do this, and I wouldn't put anybody in danger. I want this to work.
She nods. You've been kind of suspicious recently, but Miles trusts you with his heart. So that kid's a good kid.
That kid already knows everything.
I see. And the half an hour passes, and Minth and Christopher and Danny walk into your home. I'm guessing the tiny hut is kind of like open so that if you walk into the house, you walk into the tiny hut.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody can get in or out of the house, and the tiny hut basically occupies the entire 2-story house.
Yes, exactly. That's so neat.
I have perfectly shaped the tiny hut to fit over the house.
And Jazz, you watch Christopher's visage, fade away as well. And you see two beings of celestial beauty standing in this tiny hut together. All of you do. And he sits down, and I'm guessing you're sitting all at a table in your tiny hut.
I've been standing by the door the entire time.
You are, but everybody else is, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You
that are scattered about the living room and kitchen, because that's what the entryway is.
Yeah, you hear Abigail's been sitting at the dining table. You hear a bit of wood crack as she grips it. But she knows this is not the time to be fighting. And Christopher sits down. Danny sits down. And everyone starts to form around the dinner table. You are here. It is time. Let's see here. The 7 of you are all around this table.
Who wants to go first?
Abigail looks at you. Looks at Christopher. I see what you're doing, Alex. And Christopher stops her in mid-sentence. But nothing. We both know that separate we cannot fight it. I'm not done. I'm not going to eat yet. Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
We'll
have to heat it up.
It'll be fine. So, sorry about that. I got interrupted.
Apes together.
I lost my train of thought. Yes, we We have to combine forces. Abigail leans back in her chair. I suppose every person I've thrown at it hasn't made it back. And I'm guessing
And
this...
none of the people he's thrown at it have come back.
He
You're not
nods.
the only one trying to stop it.
He nods.
I figure why work separately against something when you can work together.
She rubs her forehead. I see. So you're willing to make this situation right? Christopher looks. Yes, I am. I've never wanted it to go wrong. You've made it seem like I wanted it to go wrong. You've twisted your worldview, Abigail. And she kind of looks around at the rest of you. It seems that I have, hasn't it? Sure, we both made it. We couldn't fix it. And if anything happens to them, any of them, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I do want to point out any concerns here. If we attempt this, when we attempt this, it will not be anyone's fault but my own. I, Alexander Dolan, taking full responsibility of what happens to all of us here today. You may be omnipotent beings of creation and destruction in terms of a magical sense. However, you do not doctrine the actions of man, or demon, or boar person.
Sorry. Sorry.
Or any other living being here at this table today. Or Asimar, or Tabaxi. Sorry, I was trying to think of what they were called. I was gonna call her a Khajiit and almost fucked that up.
Pretty good.
This is nobody's responsibility but my own. It will be on nobody's head but my own. Are we clear?
She nods. And the rest of you agree with this? Well, she doesn't look at Tessa because obviously Tessa's not a part of the original plan. Danny, yes, I am. And what about you, Minth and Borman?
Yes.
John?
Foreman nods.
I guess if we can't defeat it combining forces, there's nothing we can do after that. You're right.
Now,
It is the best option.
there are specific individuals that I think would be better suited to carry out said mission. This is not necessarily just a peace table. This is a war table. And our enemy is that gramophone.
Christopher nods. It always has been.
And I need all the information about what that gramophone can do from her files and from what you've created.
They look. The gramophone is an item of power that lulls people into the future or the past or the universe, the parallel timeline that they have always wanted. It traps you in your own mind. It feeds off your life force. It will show you things, truth and fiction. It will find your darkest, most hated memory and ask you to change it. It likes illusions. It likes games. It likes to play with the weak minds of those it has trapped. We lose people to it because they would prefer to live in those worlds and slowly get sapped of their life rather than come home. It is a dangerous psychic artifact, and it will play and damage your mind. But remember, it is illusions. It's not real. And it's a gramophone. Physically, durability-wise, everything.
Question.
Yes.
It's a gramophone. It has the same durability as a gramophone. So what's its range if it's able to capture so many people? Gramophones are quite fragile.
Yes, they are. But when you go to where it's at, you'll see that it has formed an illusionary house. And with the way that that it builds its illusion, its images, it has warped reality so that you won't be able to find the location of it from outside, even shooting magic or arrows or explosives inward. You have to go in, or else it will not appear. It will not show itself to you. Abigail's like, and that's why we can't get to it, the two of us. It blocks us out of it in general. It's alive.
It's a perfect illusion.
It knows who made it and who can destroy it.
So once we go into that house, it has the potential to suck us into our greatest desire.
Yes, it does.
And to change our greatest, to alter our past,
To alter
to,
your perception
to
of what
alter our
reality is.
perception of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Do you two know of any way to snap out of that illusion?
Nobody's done it before. How would we know?
Even the theory right now is better than nothing.
Christopher rubs his chin in thought. It's just strong will. It's the need to know that none of it is real. That's all we have.
Well, I have a theory.
They both look at you. You have the table.
Danny, you remember Gimbo, right?
Yes, of course I do. I love that
His
little guy.
helm of major illusion.
Yes.
Is it starting to sound familiar yet?
It does.
This is a perfect illusion.
Yes.
It completely alters the fabric of reality.
Even stronger than major illusion. But yes, it is quite the change of illusion.
It's a perfect illusion.
Yes, it is.
So, what better to fight an illusion than with an illusion? If we can't physically hurt it, if we can't burn down the home that it presides itself within, if we can't launch a cannon shell through it, if we can't burn it down, if we can't sack it, then what's to keep us from fighting back with illusions?
Christopher speaks up. I don't even know if that will work. I don't think it will work. What do you mean fighting it with illusion? Just summoning an illusion from the helm and having it fight?
Not fight. I don't think violence is the answer here for once. For once, I think that the best way to go about this is to keep a very painful reminder of why we're here.
Yes. But
And I'm going to look directly at Borman. A replay, if you will, of past events that really happened.
like maybe a physical item, something that you know consciously, unconsciously, that if you see it or hold on to it, you know that it's
You
reality.
said specifically.
Individually, as your person, you.
Right. However, what you said specifically was that the gramophone gives you an option to change events that happened to you, that shaped us into what we are today.
Yes.
When confronted with those situations, I think it's imperative that we have exact reminders of how it happened.
I see.
If we refuse to allow the illusion to overtake us, or at least we don't play into what it wants us to do, with a reminder of another illusion spell, so I'm thinking, is there a way you can craft a device that can read the hopes of a man and project his greatest fear?
Would you do you think that now I'm spitballing here that an item to show you your overcoming of that would work better, that you've already overcome it?
No.
Sees. Really?
To overcome is what it wants us to do. It wants us to overcome our greatest fear. And that's how it will shape a better reality.
Yes, but
To do so would play right into its hands. A painful reminder that we're all human. That terrible things can happen to good people. And that can shape the effects of how we respond to the world. Well, demon.
Jazz, say it. Oh,
Person.
was that for the human thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
A painful reminder. That you don't
Christopher,
always win.
Christopher, you can see a light bulb go off in his head. Not literally. No, oh no, a sun passes by through his head.
You see a sun go supernova.
Yeah, he's like, I had an idea. You ever heard of smelling salts?
Of course.
Now,
Yeah.
not
Borman just gives that
not like smelling salts per se, but an item like a food like item, like a jerky or something that you can bite into, get that physical action of clenching something real that will replay your memory up to that point. From your horrid action that got you to where you are today to now.
That could work.
I think he looks at Abigail. I think we can do something with that.
Almost like a A gum.
Yes. Or something. A piece of rubber or leather. Something that you
Rubber
have
would
that
probably work best. We
some
can't ingest rubber.
something that you have that, that physical, bite to. Because yeah, I think that'll work. And he looks at Abigail. As long as you're willing to work with me again. And she nods. If we'll have to work together for this one, yes. I think we will.
Do what you can to make it as close as possible. If you have to make it a little stronger, do. Abigail, I know you can weaken it. Or at the very least, take away the dangerous element.
Of course. And
We have all the tools we need. We've got the man we need, and woman, and pig, and angel, and cat. I look over at Tessa. I'm really not 100% certain about your race. What are you?
I am. Damn, that dog is barking. I am Tabaxi. I'm a cat. Yes,
Yeah.
you're not entirely wrong.
I assume you're willing to go into this with us.
She looks. I'm not opposed to it. This thing needs to go down. I've heard of the
I
stories.
know we've not been close.
No, this is more important than our bond as friends or.
I know.
That. Though I appreciate your consideration on that.
If we have to, we can get Miles. I know he's strong-willed.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, or Venus.
Abigail looks at all of you, and Danny looks at Christopher. Isaac and I have already volunteered.
I think the fewer people we can send, the better. I think both of you need to pick a representative from your respective factions. And then the three of us work independently.
All right.
We don't need more people getting caught up in this than necessary.
We'll do that. And they decide they're going to go and decide. And you have some time to prepare. Not too much time. But while this meeting is going off, Miles, curious as he is, losing some of his trust and some of his, questioning more and more, has been looking through Abigail's office a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Don't do it, Miles.
Miles, please.
He doesn't mess anything up. He's just... Nothing has been glaring or anything like that. But he takes her key and grabs a vial of magic essence as red as burning fire and pockets it.
Miles.
Miles,
And that's where I'm going to end the session for today.